Monday, January 4th, 1904. I was just working on the security system for the future Radio City complex. The new security board was supposed to connect to sensors on the doors and other places, and also to a photo trap I had set up at the very top of the tower. But there was still one part missing. I wanted to... I had a special collection of my favorite inventions at the top of the tower. Ensuring their safety was my priority. The day was quiet, and I was finally able to focus on the important part of my job. But suddenly, an intruder appeared in my lab. The power of the heavens in the hands of one man. How does it feel to know that you can just reach out and you never have to hear me speak again? Alistair Crowley. His crude voice interrupted my train of thought. What do you want here? I have work to do. I don't want your insights or money, I snapped. He started on another one of his tedious tirades about how I have no money or allies, that I'll never finish my work on my own, and that he's the only one who can help me. I told him what I thought of it, not holding much back. He answered, "I understand, Mr. Tesla," which was probably the most polite I've ever heard him. The sound of receding footsteps made me think there was no reason to dwell on it any further. I need to add a lock to that door, I muttered to myself. Are you trying to keep someone out? His annoying, sleazy voice suddenly echoed close to my ear. You don't believe that heresy stuff, do you? The conscience of Christians is so dirty that whoever studies the words of anyone other than their God must be a heretic. After all, it's not that long since scientists have been graciously allowed to study our world without the threat of a burning stake. In some ways, I had to agree with him. The church and science shared a history of turmoil. But the general hatred of all Christians was too much. After all, they made up 97% of the American population. I invent to benefit mankind as a whole, not a select few, I told him. In this, Crowley and Morgan were exactly the same. Crowley hurried on as if I had fallen right into his trap. Ordinary morality is only for ordinary people, and you're definitely not that. But you can be sure that most of the people you're talking about would gladly trade their God for a lifetime supply of free electricity. And you could give it to them. You could be their hero, or you'll end up finished and forgotten like so many others. I've had enough of him. No, it's you and I that are finished. What annoyed me more than his words was seeing him play with a device that he didn't understand. Without a Faraday cage, it was a very dangerous experiment. You're a nasty, selfish, arrogant fool. Now be so kind and leave the premises of my laboratory. With pleasure, he replied smugly. But it wasn't until the door slammed behind him that I noticed he hadn't left empty-handed. He distracted me by powering the ground floor coils. Then he took my notes on the signals I had picked up from space in Colorado Springs. A trick worthy of a fairground magician. But I don't think he'll have any use for them.